you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And over the holidays, one of my subscribers who wishes to remain anonymous, and I thank him anyway, sent me a bunch of books to review. And out of the books, I glanced over all of them, and this one caught my eye. This is a DXer's Technical Guide. This is the 4th edition. It was copyrighted in 2004. So it's pretty up-to-date information. Let's move my little droid out of the way here so it doesn't get knocked over. And I'll try to zoom in a little bit. I hope I'm not talking too loud because I'm right close to the microphone and it's not that good of a microphone. So let's take a look inside here. There's the credits. There's a table of contents. And it gets right into receiving medium wave DX. Now, this is specific to medium wave, although everything, well, almost everything in the book applies to shortwave. And the author mentions that this stuff also applies to shortwave. And first he gets into basic, let me get you zoomed in here. Come on, camera. Basic receiver design. And I'm going to go over every page, so don't think I'm going to be that long-winded. And then he gets into what to look for in buying a receiver. Again, he's talking about medium wave and shortwave. And then he talks about some of the characteristics of a radio and what to look for those characteristics, such as bandpass filters, stuff like that. And we're going to skip ahead here. And after he does that, then he actually gets into, this is section 2, gets into receivers, and he does some short reviews of receivers. And for instance, these are best portable radios for medium wave DXing. And he's got the Sony ICF 2010, which I had and I sold, and I'm sorry I did that. That was a great radio. The C-Crane CC radio, the GE Super Radio. I'm hoping to find one of those things. They are great for, they're only AM and FM, but they're a great radio for AM DXing or even FM DXing. And then he mentions a bunch of other ones. Let me see which other ones stand out. The Grundig Satellite 700. It's another one. And the Radio Shack DX93. And he talks just a little bit about each radio and what are some of the characteristics of that particular radio and what makes them a good radio. And he's got numerous pages on radios and little short reviews of radios, and then he comes up with a conclusion about what type of radio you should get for DXing. And then in this section, he goes into more specifics on each of the radios that he just briefly discussed in the previous section. And he goes into pretty good detail about those. And like this is like 5 or 6 pages on the CC Crane radio, a particular model. And here's a section on the Sony radios and their characteristics. A lot of detailed information. And then he goes into table radios. Those were portable radios. Table radios such as the Yaesu FRG 100. That's a very good radio. It's a little expensive. It's an entire class than what I typically go over. And lots of details about each radio. Here's a section on the Kenwood R2000 radio, very popular radio. And here is this is another radio. I actually have 2 of these radios. See if I can get the camera to focus. No, it's not going to cooperate, when you know it. This is the back of the RX320. And the RX320 was one of the first lower cost, not inexpensive by any means, lower cost software-defined radios in a box, and you have to have a computer to display everything and to control it. There's no controls on it. I've got 2 of these, and they do a great job. Excuse me. And like I say, he goes in, he's got lots and lots of reviews of radios. Here's a ICOM R75 that I reviewed, lots of details about it. I mean, this is an excellent book just for reviewing the radios, much less all the other stuff he discussed. Then he discussed accessories. For instance, the time wave DSP, in this case the 59, which is an audio filter that can help you. I used to have one of those, sold it. Sorry I did. And then he talks about uses of a recorder for DXing, to capture what you've heard, and how to choose a recorder. Using your PC for a recorder, I've shown you that. And how to hook up your radio to your PC by using an attenuator so it doesn't get overmodulated. Then it talks about antennas to use, and types of antennas, and their characteristics, and why one antenna is better than another one for DXing, and what frequencies they're best for. Many pages on that. Whoa, that just goes on and on and on. Wow. And then filters. Here's a article on a chapter on the beverage antenna. That's a type of antenna that you can build yourself. And it just goes on and on. Here's a section that I need to read on loop antennas. I'm still learning about loop antennas. And it goes into lots of details, examples. Here's an example of a loop antenna. This is the Kiowa high performance medium wave loop antenna. Don't think you can get those new anymore. I think you'd have to get one off the market. Here's instructions for building your own loop antenna. Many years ago, I would do this kind of thing, but nowadays, I just don't have the patience. I wish I could find somebody locally that was into shortwave listening as much as I am, so that he could help me construct something like this. This one is for the HF band, therefore it's quite large. Yeah, we just had an airplane go over. I'm sure you heard that. And let me see us go right along here. Phasing units. It's another way of improving a reception. Here is a MFJ signal enhancer. I think I'll contact. I've been meaning to do that. Contact MFJ and see if they'll send me one for a review. MFJ has been very good to me in sending me products for a review. But I haven't talked to them in 6 months. And here's a section on explaining what AM synchronous detection is and how it works. Just gobs of information. So that's about it. I definitely would highly recommend, I definitely do highly recommend the book. You can get this book from Universal Radio. It's got the price inside here. It's $16.95. And I like the fact that it's spiral bound. I like these books that are spiral bound because you can lay them flat and read them so much easier. They stay, flat, opened up, and you can even fold them back. I like that. I'm glad people do that. The only one drawback of this book, and it's a personal drawback for me, is that the print is kind of small. So I struggle a little bit reading this fine print, and I probably, so I don't strain my eyes so much, probably should use a magnifying glass. I'm past due for a new pair of glasses. I guess I didn't have to share that personal information. But anyway, this is definitely a buy. I appreciate the person who sent me these books. This is only one of about 3 or 4 they sent me, and I'll get the other ones reviewed later on. So if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. It doesn't take, you just go over there and click. Here it is, thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, that'd be a cool thing to do too. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.